United, we laugh. I read once laughter is the sound of comprehension. So if a joke about sexual topics, such as eating out your wife for old time's sake, gets a laugh, it means the audience not only gets the joke, but agrees with either the exaggerated idea expressed or logic behind it. For example, I'm always accusing my wife of not loving my commitment to defumigating my face by taking an overdue break from my cherished IPAs in favor of flavored seltzer, but not raspberry and lime, despite my repeated stated disdain for what tastes like Rebel Wilson's Slim Fast drink of choice. Can I get a holla? For the best is yet to come. You have no freaking idea. You're welcome. Long time. All the time. Holla. Thank you very much. But last night, I tried a sip of a new seltzer my wife got, which had pineapple juice in it, which was delicious. Tasting like Zac Efron's go-to mouthwash. Next time, director of the movie Hairspray, Adam Shankman, insists he work with his voice coach on fisting his mouth more before practicing his lines, proclaiming, "Get back to me, Zach, when you don't sound like you're auditioning for the role of John Voight in a mumblecore remake of Midnight Cowboy. Can I get a holla for what baby boomer resistors understand? Long time, all the time, a little bit, but they're not going to get the mumblecore reference. So what Gen X dads understands, for those that had baby boomer parents that thought it was a brilliant idea to take us to that movie when we still couldn't buy alcohol and weed wasn't legalized yet. Holla! Thank you very much! After my next sip, I proclaim out loud to my son, this pineapple seltzer is fantastic. I have no problem kissing mama's ass for this. Son says, would you kiss her vagina? I say, does mama get to blow me first? Son says, what does blow me mean? I say, you ever try to put an entire roll of bubble tape in your mouth? Let me be more specific. Blow me means less chewing and more slurping. If you want me to pulverize your vagina again. Dice lives! What Gen X dads understand! Holla! Thank you very much! This morning I talked to my wife about a new freelance writing job assignment, which should come to fruition later in March for a Canadian blog where I'll be writing about how Canadian rappers are still innovating, hustling and performing in a COVID-consumed universe gone wild, while already pitching titles such as F the Mass Police. Holla! Thank you very much! I made a comment to the editor about understanding how F the Mass Police wasn't the safest pick compared to me, myself, and my mask. Holla! Thank you very much! So, which reminds me of an old joke where I would say, Diamond and Silk, to be accused of hate speech is ridiculous. Compared to bloated, overrated trolls like Patton Oswalt, Diamond and Silk are De La Soul light in comparison. Holla! Thank you very much! So, what was the aftermath from taking a walk down the wild side alley of Controversy Lane? I inspired the Canadian editor to have fun, using some hip-hop lingo of her own as an honorary callback to the jokey title, when in her email reply to my story pitch, she dropped the line, Judge Dre presiding, which proves to me how the incessant clamor of performing a lobotomy to your vivacious personality during these highly politicized, woke-plagued times is a tad more overblown than we think. Can I get a amen? Holla for preaching the gospel a long time. Holla. Thank you very much. I think the entire universe, online and off, can still come together to agree, more often than not, on a safer, higher ground. Like how much Taylor Swift's singing voice sucks, especially compared to Stevie Nicks, regardless if she looks like a stubby fairy queen in shawls compared to her liquor up lollipop stick legs. Holla! Thank you very much! Plus, I think our entire nation can come together and agree on how Lena Dunham's encouraged frumpy look on Instagram, looking like the hunchback of Bushwick during restaurant week, is the main driving force behind birth rates in New York being at an all-time low. Well, that and the fact how stubby hipster boyfriends are pulling out early from excessive meat sweats. My point is that a lot of these alleged divisive inflammatory topics, such as the mass-shaming police, are actually more nonpartisan than you think. Plus, fat-shaming a multi-millionaire writer-actress who owns her own West Village townhouse and a place in the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel equipped with AI-powered room service and poolside pouches flushed with edible parasites that taste like weed gummy bears for pilot season doesn't amount to much besides a couple of innocuous laughs along the way, proving how America can be united again the more laughs we get. Long time, all the time, courtesy of Do It All Dad podcast. Holla! Thank you very much! The word controversy means to cause a disagreement. So, I chose to prove how we can unite through laughter by making jokes about aspects of inflammatory, controversial topics we could all agree on. Assuming we're not complete, humorless, triggered twats from head to toe. Let the tweets of rage begin. Understand I'm no longer on Twitter because I got banned for making fun of the Chinese for resisting Wuhan investigations more than Aquafresh, but you get the gist. Cancel culture is the new American nightmare, so don't even think of scratching my back while I pound your box into the equator, bitch. Holla! Thank you very much! Transgender rights. I'm only against the ridiculous concept of Twitter inventing a hashtag trend such as Trans Father's Day. Either you're an involved father or you're not. Nipple tits. Stop acting like getting shafted is such a shock to your system anymore either. Joan Rivers lives. Holla. Thank you very much. Gun control. Here's a concept. Stop posting bail for wannabe Punisher, vigilante, arsonists, and hoodies, Rapewood, and donate a portion of your strapped bodyguards to the NAACP headquarters, all the block universities such as Howard and Grambling, while offering paid-in-full scholarships in the form of coding camps for poor black kids in the south side of Chicago. And maybe then I'll think you truly care about keeping hope alive for America's most hunted. Can I get a holla? For preaching the gospel a long time and for really wishing that those scholarships started falling out of the freaking sky now that you got your new chosen one to usher us into a time of healing and prosperity back again. Don't hold your breath, but I'm a dreamer and I know I'm not the only one. Holla! Thank you very much! Abortion. You want to abort your command to be fruitful and multiply? Fine. Just don't expect me to light up for joy like the Manhattan skyline on the 4th of July after learning Planned Parenthood has sold spare baby parts in the name of profit-minded science. Deal? Holla. Thank you very much. Religious freedom. Pray away. But is it too much to ask Mayor de Blasio to upgrade the PA system in Queens to make the Muslim call a prayer over the loudspeaker sound a tad more soothing, like a guided meditation minus the uppity condescension on NPR. Animal rights. I just want the right to eat my turkey chili in peace that I made myself using kosher meat from the kosher butcher that's divinely blessed, without my daughter acting like I'm force feeding her a beating heart from the Temple of Doom because turkeys have feelings too. Can I get a holla for what Gen X dads understand? Holla. Thank you very much. Because turkeys have feelings. Because so many kick-ass rock and roll bands from Boston were launched by Purdue Farms turkeys on Newberry Street. Vaccines. Vaccines are fine. Yet I'm still not clamoring to get a vaccine for COVID-19 because I've been smoking weed out of a metal bat for 2 decades straight and my lungs feel great. Holla. Thank you very much. If I was overly concerned with my health, I would convert a Diet Coke into a bowl and smoke weed out of that instead. Holla. Thank you very much. Evolution. I'm all for the evolution of the human race. Just resist the urge to call me anti-science because I refuse to suck off Bill Maher to my last dying breath. Capital punishment. Sometimes we need to take out the scumbags with our military instead, like the second head of ISIS. That's right. According to the Washington Post, he was a religious scholar. Yeah, and Judd Apatow is the chief happiness for Breitbart. Marriage equality. There needs to be equal respect for a relationship to flourish. For example, when my wife comes home in the morning after working at the NICU all night, she'll say, "Can I go to bed now?" I'll say, "Do we live under Sharia law in our house now? Of course you can go to sleep now. But not until I titty fuck you with this bomb strapped to your chest." Holla. Thank you very much. Marijuana. Legalization. I love weed dispensaries, but not enough to buy Snoop Dogg's wine, regardless of how many Tostitos commercials he does with the domestic goddess of home improvement, Martha Stewart. Sticky Icky's brain still hovers a notch below Pornhood hell, last time I checked. Holla. Thank you very much. Immigration reform. 1 kid only means your diaphragm is for walls after all. The opiate crisis. Chinese-made fentanyl has killed more crackers in this country than Taylor Swift kicking it with Lena Dunham on Instagram. White supremacy. The swastika is a stupid symbol, Hindu or not. It still looks like 2 stick figures doing a 69 on a seesaw. Universal health care. If you have no problem having 80% of your income tax so Martha Dumptruck can fart your hard-earned money away, be my guest. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict crisis. It takes 2 to tango. Plus, if you shoot 200 rockets into Israel's backyard, don't expect an edible gift basket in return. Student debt crisis. It's not my fault you were dumb enough to spend someone else's money that's not your parents' on your degree in gender studies. How many new PA jobs on RuPaul's Drag Race do you think would emerge on your behalf? Black Lives Matter. All Lives Matter is the new N-word. This is the Do It All Daddier podcast, what Gen X dads understand. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy can make our kids great again. My 3 fuss-free kids, 99.9% of the time, are living proof of it. Hope there are those out there that have been able to enjoy this monsoon back-to-back snow day extravaganza, been able to grow closer to the ones they love and take a break from work and be able to reflect on nice winter floor memories of yesteryear, like the time I got snowed into New York City and I huddled up in this apartment with this southern gal who was real fetching. I hooked up with her at this bar on the Upper East Side. I don't remember the name. But that's how you know you're having a good time back in the day in the city. You bounce from bar to bar. You couldn't recall where exactly you went. Most likely, the partying started at Kelly's Corner, but I have no idea where I ended up. I could have been the Upper West Side that night, actually, on Amsterdam, one of those shitty bars that you're able to get into in college. And she tasted like a peach before Christian Slater made out with Patricia Arquette in True Romance, and that was a beautiful thing. And then I remember her saying, I've never kissed a Jew before. And I said, well, wait until we reveal my Hebrew hammer package, which got my mom to convert to Judaism. Because after my father pounded her a couple of times, my mom took a couple of drags of my dad's cigarette and said, Jesus who? Never heard of the guy. And I'll talk to you guys soon.